have been at their polling booths as early as 6 o'clock, and some INEC officials did not come up or show up until about 10, 10:30, 11.
What we should expect this kind of hiccups in a situation like this, especially against the backdrop of the crisis we've been experiencing, the fuel crisis, the naira, the new naira notes, unavailability, are probably responsible for the late arrival of INEC officials and materials for the election. Yes, that is a blot on the process. But then one must also commend the electoral umpire. So far, so good. All they need to do is to adjust their timetable for the electoral process. If you're supposed to be there 8 o'clock, expecting that voting will close by 2:30, and you didn't get there until 10 o'clock, you are 2 hours late. So it's expected that you would add those 2 hours to the closing time so that you can accommodate everyone as much as possible. And again, I don't think the closing time is cast in iron. If you say close at 2 and there are still people on the queue waiting to exercise their franchise, you don't close at 2:30. You have to attend to everybody on the queue. The only thing you don't do is you don't allow any other person to join the queue from a particular point in time. So by and large, we can say, looking at the prevailing circumstances running up to this election, the electoral umpire has actually tried.
Although we heard in the news earlier in the week that, INEC has released, CBN had released funds for INEC to go about, the election smoothly, because, even though cash has been scarce, INEC actually came out to say that they would need cash to sort one or two things. But then election materials, the mobility of election materials, was this not considered at first?
You see, Nigeria is a very funny country. INEC does not manufacture transportation facilities. They don't have buses that will convey their. They have to work hand in hand with either the NURTW or the RTEAN.
But we heard in Lagos that NURTW would not be transporting voting materials. But we've seen that in Oyo State today. Most of the materials that were being distributed were actually by some of these transport buses.
Yes. You see, the case of Lagos is peculiar.
Okay.
I would rather not want to talk about it, but then we cannot run away from it. The boss of the NIRTW in Lagos, MC Oluomo, Taoreed Akisanya, is a known and unapologetic follower and supporter of one of the presidential candidates. And other presidential candidates might feel that with him or his men transporting electoral materials, there could be some overzealousness on their part, and that could lead to creating room for malpractices. And they went to court, and the court said yes, acceded to their request. All of this, and that's why earlier in the morning in the Situation Room, we were advocating that we should get to a level in Nigeria where we have systems that work and not individuals that will be elevated above the systems. When we have the systems that are working, all of these logistics problems will not come to the fore. And even if they do, they will be quickly attended to. So that's my take on that.
Okay. All right, in case you're just joining us, this is Nigeria Decides 2023, the Situation Room, right here in Inspiration 100.5 FM. Of course, we're giving you up-to-date information about happenings as regards the election all across Nigeria, from Lagos, we have from Port Harcourt, we have, from all over Nigeria, which we have correspondents stationed at different states, and of course, venues that will be calling in to give us a situation report as regards the election. I'm not alone in the studio. I have my colleague with me here.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bá a ṣe ń sọ lọ ẹ mọ̀ pé dè fún ìfúntì àti èdè abínibí Yorùbá wa òun náà láfi mọ́ bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ látàárọ̀ torí àwọn tó jọ́kọ́ jẹ́ ìsìnkínní àwọn tí wọ́n kọ́ wá tán dẹ̀ bá yín sọ gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ tó jẹ́ pé àwọn tó jẹ́ aṣojú wa lókè ìta náà wọ́n ń pè wọlé ẹ mọ̀ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ làwa náà wà ṣùgbọ́n ẹgbẹ́ kébí náà sáré dọ́dọ̀ àlejò wa pápápá lọ́lọ́ta wà nígbà tá a jáde abẹ́ àwọn àgbègbè kan tó jẹ́ pé àwọn kan mú àwọn káàdì ìdìbò alálòpẹ́ wọn ìyẹn permanent voters card wọn lọ bá àwọn tó jẹ́ bíi party agent kan pé àlàyé ìdìbò kó o ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ àwa wà ó kódà àgbà transfer káàṣì olówó tẹ́ fún wa á sì ṣúọ̀ fún yín pé ọwọ́ báyìí á fi dìbò fún ẹgbẹ́ yín ní tí mo fẹ́ bí yín àlejò wa ní sà pé ṣérù nǹkan báyìí tí kò yẹ kó ti dópin Nàìjíríà àbí ṣé bá a ṣe ń ba lọ́nà láti máa bá lọ.
ẹ ṣeun ó yẹ kó ti dópin nígbà tá a kọ́kọ́ wà ní ilé agbára ń bí àwọn ìròyìn tó ń tẹ̀ wá lọ́wọ́ ni wípé kò sí à ń tàbò à ń ràbò léyìí tẹ́ wá sọ nísìnyí ó jẹ́ nǹkan tó ṣe ní kàyéfì tó yani lẹ́nu díẹ̀díẹ̀ náà la máa bọ́nu rẹ̀ tó bá jáyé ìgbà kan ni oríṣiríṣi tàbòràbò ni ó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ sẹ́yìn àwọn kan wò pé ibi tí òye wọn mọ náà fi ń sọ pé àṣetán àti ta ìbò wa mo sọ bílẹ̀ nǹkan bọ́wọ́ wà bí òṣòwò bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹni tí ó tàbò bá fẹ́ tàbò ẹni tí ó rà náà yóò wá bí ó ṣe rí owó tí ó fi rà ṣùgbọ́n ṣe ló dàbí pé à ń ta ọjọ́ ọ̀la wa à ń ta ọjọ́ ọ̀la àwọn ọmọ wa nípa tí fífi dídìbò síbẹ̀ kò yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ n ta nílò báyìí lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí òun ni ká gbára wa níyànjú ká kọ́ra wa lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àléébù àti ewu tó wà nínú kátà ìbò wa bí ìgbà tí èèyàn ń ta ọjọ́ ọ̀la rẹ̀ ni.
All right, if you'd like to call into the studio to give us the situation report at your community or at your area, you can do that by calling us on 0704 800 1005, 09060605719. And yes, we have Mr. Jide in the studio this afternoon, and of course he's been here since morning, and of course we've been taking a look at a couple of happenings across your state and Nigeria at large. Quickly before we go on this break, Mr. Jide, going round this morning, I would say that one of the things that I observed is that we had more men come out to vote than women. What do you think is the cause of this? I can count the number of women that I saw personally at polling units.
Maybe we can say that is an exception,
okay,
so to say.
Okay.
I know that women have been in the forefront of voting. Most times you see the men will sit down at home, put on the television for me, let me watch CNN, let me watch Africa Magic. It is the women that go out to vote. Perhaps one will not, maybe the women will come out later. Maybe they are still taking care of the home front before they will have to come out to, our women are industrious, hardworking. And they will want to make sure that the home front is in perfect shape before going out. Like the Yorubas will say, Ile la nwo ka to somo loruko.
All right, we go on this short break. When we get back, it will be time to pick your calls to get your situation report wherever it is that you are at the moment. Stay tuned. It is Inspiration 100.5 FM.
100.5.
Number one, Fan Radio.
Inspiration FM.
The sound on radio just got better.
Inspiration 100.5 FM.
The sound of the good life.
Why get drowsy at work when you can hear this? And this.
bright new sound of Inspiration 100.5 FM.
Everyone's making the switch.
I made the switch to Inspiration 100.5 FM. What are you waiting for?
ok ẹ kú káàbọ̀ padà láti ojú ọjà ìkànnì Inspiration 100.5 FM rédíò àkọ́kọ́ fún gbogbo ẹbí ibẹ̀ gbẹ́gbẹ́ lẹ́sìn wà lọ́lọ́ tàwa ẹ̀ situation room ohun gẹ́gẹ́ lẹ́ ń gbọ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ mọ̀ pé dé fínrìnfínntì ìyẹn tó rìnbó pè ní English àti èdè abínibí tiwa gẹ́gẹ́ tó jẹ́ ti Yorùbá ohun gẹ́gẹ́ la fi ń ṣe Abíọ́dún Òkúnbílì mi ń jẹ́ pẹ̀lú olùkùnmi Ọlásùnbọ̀ Yusuf lọ́lọ́ tàwa ẹ jẹ́ sáré padà sọ́dọ̀ àlejò wa kó ipa padà sọ́dọ̀ fínrìnfínntì ìròyìn jáde léraléra báyìí pé ní Kaduna náà lọ́lọ́ tàwa àwọn tó ń dìbò wọn tó nǹkan tabasi bá ṣe bọ́ọ̀tà náà láàárọ̀ yìí tòótọ́ afẹ́ẹ̀ ló sọ pé àwọn elétò ààbò tó wà lójú pópó gan wọ́n fẹ́ẹ́ pọ̀ ju àwọn tá à ń bá láwọn ibùdó ìdìbò kọ̀ọ̀kan míì lọ nígbà tá a bọ́ọ̀tà nígbà tá a sì ń bọ́ọ̀tà tá à ń do àwọn táwọn àti ẹ̀ báwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan sọ̀rọ̀ gan bọ́ sí ń fọwọ́ gbá mọ́tò náà ní fún alówó àárín nǹkan kan àgbọ̀n nǹkan kan ẹ̀sìn lámọ́ ìdìbò ìbò kí làwọn ń dì pàápàá bẹ́ẹ̀ àtàgbàlagbà àtọmọ kékeré bọ́ọ̀lù náà gbá títì kí lẹ lè bá wa ojú wo lẹ fi wo ọ̀rọ̀ yìí.
kò yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ tá a bá fẹ́ kí ìlú yìí ó dáa ṣe ló yẹ ká ṣe ojúṣe tiwa gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè rere ara ojúṣe wa ni pé àkókò ìdìbò báyìí ká fi ìbò yan ẹni tí ọkàn wa fẹ́ sí ipò láti ṣàkóso orílẹ̀-èdè wa àwọn Yorùbá bọ̀ wọ́n ní òsì ń bẹ̀ oníbò náà ṣe pín nígbà tó bá fẹ́ máa pariwo pé ìlú ò dáa kinní kan ò ṣe kan a jẹ́ pé wọn náà ti ṣojúṣe tirẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n tó o bá ṣe ò ní kò sáriwo tó o fẹ́ pa òun la ṣe ń rọ àwọn ènìyàn wa pé ká jáde ká lọ dìbò fẹ́ni tọ́kàn wá yàn ìbò ẹyọ kan ó lè yí nǹkan padà lótìtọ́ ìlànà ti wà àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tí ẹni tó bá fẹ́ díje iye ìbò tó ní gbúdọ̀ ní iye ìpínlẹ̀ tó gbúdọ̀ ní pàápàá jùlọ fún ipò ààrẹ káyọ̀ṣẹ̀ lẹ́yìn tá a bá ṣe yẹn tán la ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ máa wá wò pé òkè candidate A ó ti kógojá nínú àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tó yẹ kó ní B náà kógojá C náà kógojá ọ̀dà ta ni ìbò ẹ̀ wá pọ̀ jù ẹni tí ó lè jẹ́ ẹyọ ìbò kan lẹ́yìn tí yóò gbégbá orókè máa fi la ẹnì kejì ẹ̀ ẹyọ ìbò kan yẹn kò ń ṣèyàn méjì lódì èèyàn kan lódì nítorí náà ni ìbò ẹnìkan kan wá ó ṣe pàtàkì a rí pé ètò ìdìbò ní ìsìn ó ti yàtọ̀ sí ètò ìdìbò ní bí 20 ọdún sẹ́yìn bí ọdún 16 sẹ́yìn bí ọdún 12 sẹ́yìn bí ọdún 8 sẹ́yìn ó ti yàtọ̀ ayé ìgbà kan tí n bá ń díje tí mo wò pé ó mà dàbí pé kíní ìfẹ́ yíwọ́ ń bì wọn káwọn ọmọ jàgídíjàgan síta wọn lọ gbé àpótí wọn gba ìwé tó ń tẹ̀lé tó ń tìkàbọ̀ wọn gbé lọ wọn lọ ṣe bó ṣe fẹ́ ṣe wọ́n á tún gbé padà wá wọ́n lè yọ̀bọ̀n àbọ̀bẹ̀ ti àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ètò ìdìbò bóyá ẹ máa kà wọ́n á kà ó parí. ṣùgbọ́n ní ìsìn ẹni máa jí àpótí gbé nìsín ó kàn ń ṣe wàhálà lórí asán ni tó bá ti gbé lọ o ò lè gbé padà bó gbé padà àwọn ò ní kà á bó yọ̀bọ̀n tí wọ́n mọ́ kà níṣojú ẹ kò ní túmọ̀ nítorí náà gbogbo nǹkan ti ń yí padà díẹ̀díẹ̀ ó yẹ kí àwa tá a jẹ́ ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè náà ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ìyípadà nínú èrò ọkàn wa bá a ṣe ń ṣe nǹkan tá a bá fẹ́ kí ìlú yìí ó dá a lè máa ṣe bá a ṣe ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ ká máa wá retí pé ìlú yìí máa yí padà sí dáradára bí n bá ṣe fẹ́ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ náà bá ṣe fẹ́ kó rí a gbọ́dọ̀ hùwà rẹ̀ kó ba lè rí bí gbogbo wa ṣe ń fẹ́ kó rí àwọn olórí wa nìkan kọ́ ní òṣè àwa náà ní ipa tá a gbọ́dọ̀ kó ara ẹ̀ náà là ń sọ nígbà tí ẹni ká lọ dìbò ẹ̀ fún wa lówó ṣé wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ fún wa lówó ká tó dìbò ni wọn kò di dandan kán fún wa lówó ẹni tẹ́ ẹni kó fún yín lówó kẹ́ ẹ tó dìbò ṣé ó gbin igi owó sẹ́yìn ilé rẹ ni ẹlòmíì lọ fi ilé bàbá rẹ̀ yáwó ní báǹkì ó fi ilé rẹ̀ yáwó ní báǹkì nígbà tẹ́ni tí ò bá fún yín lówó ẹ̀ ní dìbò ó fún yín lówó tán ṣé tó bá débẹ̀ ṣé kò kọ́kọ́ ní owó tó yá kò ní san padà.
wọ́n jà gbó sí bẹ́ẹ̀.
n tí wọn kọ́kọ́ lé nìyẹn nígbà bá san padà ayọ̀sẹ̀ máa wálé tàpọ̀ ara ẹ̀ ṣé máa rántí àti ṣe nǹkan sílùú kò ṣeé ṣe àwa la fà á tí ò bá ti ṣe ojúṣe tirẹ̀ nítorí pé a ti gbé ní gbèdéke tí ó ga jù ú lọ kó tó di pé ó débẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n tá a bá ti ṣe yẹn àǹfààní wà fún wa láti pè é níjà pé ọ̀gbẹ́ni nítorí ló máa ṣe fún wa ò tí ì ṣe tí ò bá dẹ̀ ṣe ọdún náà ni ìlú ìfẹ́ tó pé tó bá tún padà wá àwa dúró síbẹ̀ dé pé tó ebi ń jẹ lọ wa ní ká dìbò fún àdìbò fún ọ àkókò gbà nǹkan kan lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ní ìsìn àdìbò fún ọmọ torí o ò ṣe ẹ̀tọ́ tó ló fẹ́ ṣe fún wa o ò ṣe fún wa.
All right, 0704-8001-005, 090-6060-5719. Mr. Olajide, another thing that we noticed this morning when we went out to monitor the participation of voters as regards the election. Now, I wouldn't want to say that, citizens were not sensitized as regards how the exercise would go, but a lot of people were shocked that, accreditation and voting will go side by side. People actually felt accreditation first and then voting will commence later. What do you have to say as regards that?
I think it's an improvement in the electoral process. We have been clamoring that we should have a process that works, a process that is not cumbersome. And what we have seen so far is an improvement on what we used to have before. You can do accreditation, go home and sleep, and then come back to vote. But now, nobody is wasting anybody's time. You come in, and the Beavers machines have been upgraded to the extent that within 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, you are accredited. Unless there is an issue with, and I was about saying that in the morning. When the Beavers failed to capture some people, two things.
Yes, because we had it in the news.
One.
Wike, for example, not in Ibadan. I've not heard of anything like that. But Wike was disappointed as Beavers failed to accredit him and his wife.
One. We are talking of a machine now. When your data were collected, if you are clean shaven, and by the time you are going for voting, your hair has grown, the machine will not recognize you. If you don't have Biabia when you are being captured, and by the time you go back and you have grown Biabia, some of us are now like to grow Biabia and even make it white. Some would dye their hair white. And those were not how you look when you were captured. The possibility of the machine not recognizing you is there. Well, people will say, I'm the one in it now. Why will you not recognize me? Why will you not recognize me? So we need to also be very careful. we should not create avenue for the machine not to accredit us, so that there won't be problem. I know a lot of people want to make a difference this time around. A lot of people want to vote. And as much as possible, well, we've had cases. I read somewhere that the machine did not recognize Senator Oluremi Tinubu, but later
It did.
it did.
Yes.
So there could be, if even human beings do have faults.
But how would you rate the beavers compared to the previous elections that we've had? You know, last election, for example, we had a lot of complaints.
You see,
monitoring.
the beavers seems to be the game changer.
Okay.
It seems to be the game changer. Unfortunately, many of our politicians have not realized where this thing is going. They still think it is business as usual. And let me quickly say this. I know people in Osun will be hearing us. The beavers is responsible for what happened in Osun. The tribunal judgment. You see, the Electoral Act 2010, as amended, has changed a lot of things. And that was why a majority of civil society organizations were actually on the neck of the president to sign it into law.
Into law.
And the president has acceded and signed it into law. One of the things is that if 100 voters were accredited in a particular polling unit, and by the time you are counting the outcome of the voting exercise, you have 101 votes. The result of that polling unit is automatically cancelled.
Okay.
It is not, okay, it's supposed to be 100. Let us remove one. No. The result of that unit is cancelled. If by omission or commission, it is counted and recorded, the losing candidate can use that to discredit the election at the tribunal.
Okay.
And the tribunal will only act according to the law, not according to sentiment. I told somebody last week when we were arguing this, I said, look, I am not disputing that Osun people voted for the man in office now. But along the line, some people brought in overzealousness by allowing what happened to happen. And like I said, many of our politicians don't read. Many of us don't even read. Especially we journalists. I was telling a friend years back, I said, look, no, it was my MD I was telling when I was in National Mirror. I said, Oga, just write a memo that everybody will be paid half salary this month. Paste it on the notice board. I said, nobody will come and ask why. But at the end of the month, just pay them half salary and see reaction. Even we journalists that we write, we don't read. Now talk of Nigerians. Many of we give so many excuses. I don't have the time. I will do it later. And that is what is happening. When laws are passed, enacted, we don't bother to even read what the law is saying. And in law, ignorance is no excuse. Mommy. What the judge will tell you is you have contravened this section, this section, this section. And for contravening these sections, this and this and this are the requisite punishment.
Okay, ẹja tún tẹ̀sọ́wọ́ iwájú ẹja padà báyà lẹ́jọ́ wa ṣùgbọ́n kó tó di pé àdìbẹ̀ lọ́lọ́ tàwa ìròyìn tá à ń gbọ́ ni pé ẹni tó dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí igbákejì ìyẹn olùdíje fún ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC ìyẹn Kashim Shettima òun náà ti dìbò báyìí ní ìpínlẹ̀ rẹ̀ lọ́lọ́ tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ ayé náà ti dìbò tó dẹ̀rọ àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà bọ́ká náà túyáyá láti mọ ìdìbò wọn lọ́lọ́ tàwa ẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ẹ jẹ́ padà sọ́dọ̀ àlejò wa àjọ INEC gbé ìjáde kàṣàgbà pé gbogbo ẹnikẹ́ni èèyàn kéèyàn tí ó bá dìbò wọn gbọ́dọ̀ mú fóònù tó jáǹsẹ̀ tán lò kán mú lọ bẹ̀ bí wọ́n sọ pé fẹ́ rìkọ́ọ̀dù àbóyá fọ́tò ẹlẹ́sìn mìíràn ń bẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n lónìí àtúbà pàdé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn ló tún mú fóònù kódà nígbà tó ní yóò bá fẹ́ tẹ̀ ká báyìí yóò mú lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ yóò mú fóònù lápò òsì báyìí yóò mọ ọwọ́ ọ̀tún yóò mọ fi fẹ́ mọ tẹ ballot paper níbi tó fẹ́ dìbò sí àlejò wa ṣé lè yẹ kó tún máa rí bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́yìn ìkìlọ̀.
well it is kò yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ nígbà tán ti kì wá nílọ̀ èmi fẹ́ sọ wípé àwọn agbófinró ni ò ṣe iṣẹ́ wọn bó ṣe yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe tí òfin bá sọ pé ẹnikẹ́ni o lè mú fóònù rẹ dé ibi tó ti fẹ́ ṣe accreditation ṣùgbọ́n òfin sọ pé ẹnikẹ́ni ò gbúdọ̀ mú fóònù wọ ibi tí ó ti dìbò. mo sọ kinní kan láàárọ̀ màá sọ lédè òyìnbó mi màá bóyá kí n tó sọ̀rọ̀ tán àti túmọ̀ rẹ̀ sí Yorùbá. mo ní Nigerians are a unique people. The Nigerianness in us makes us what we are. Ohun tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ lórílẹ̀‐èdè mìíràn níbí àwọn ìwà kan ti wà nínú wa tá a fi yàtọ̀ sáwọn tó kù. Ìwà ọ̀dọ̀ kì í foníwà sílẹ̀. Ó dìgbà tí gbogbo wa bá pinnu pé ìwà tí ò dáa ò dáa tá a bá ṣèpinnu pé èmi ò ní hùwà tí ò dáa kò sí ẹni tí ń ṣe nǹkan tí ò dáa tí ò mọ̀ pé òun ń ṣe tí ò dáa. Yorùbá bọ̀ wọ́n ní ẹni burú mọ̀ òun ẹni tí ó sọ fún ni. Tí gbogbo wa bá pa ohùn pọ̀ sí pé bó ṣe yẹ ká ṣe la máa ṣe gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tá à ń sọ yìí ò ní í ṣẹlẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n wà tó jẹ́ pé àtolórí o àtẹni tí ń tẹ̀lé wọn o gbogbo wa ìwà kan náà máa ń sọ pé orílẹ̀ wa ò da wọn ò da ṣé wọ́n lọ kó wọn wá láti ìlú òyìnbó ni ṣé Ghana náà ti lọ kó wọn wá ni ṣé kì í ṣàánú wa náà ti yọ wọn jáde ni kì í ṣèwà tí wọ́n ń hùwà àánú wa náà bá débi tí wọ́n dé ni àwa náà tá à ń tẹ̀lé wọn ìwà tó wà lọ́wọ́ wa tó bá tó fún wa láǹfààní káwa náà débẹ̀ ní tá a máa ṣe náà lọ ní tó wà nínú wa la máa ṣe.
All right, let's pick this call. We have someone on the line. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
ẹ káàsán sà.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you loud and clear.
Hello.
ṣé ń gbọ́ wa ẹ káàsán sà.
Abíádùn ọ̀rọ̀ kò bí iṣẹ́ ìgbọ́ mi.
à ń gbọ́ yín sà orúkọ yín tàlà ń bá sọ̀rọ̀.
All right, I guess that's one of our correspondents in person of Ademola Adeshokon. Yes, it will definitely get back to him, or he will get through back to us. Mr. Olajide, I'd like to take you up on, the bad habits, or should I say the bad things, or things we're not supposed to do as regards, like taking your phone to the polling unit. And of course, how do we eradicate vote buying totally from the country? Because whether or not a couple of things, for example, at some polling units that we were, some people were writing down names of, some of the voters, asking them that what political party are you going to be, casting your vote for. Now, how do we eradication of vote buying in Nigeria?
It's not only eradication of vote buying. Eradication of bad characters, bad attitude. You see, until there are consequences for bad behaviors will continue to thrive. You see, the law make provision for certain electoral offenses with certain punishments. But in 2015, INEC said some people have contravened the Electoral Act. They are going to be prosecuted. Till today, nobody has been found guilty. Nobody has been sentenced. So unless, and that is why we are clamoring for a working system, a system that is already in place. Whether you like it or not, it would work. Results will be gotten. So until now, a situation where somebody ta ló fẹ́ dìbò fún ẹ̀yà wa kọrúkọ síbi tó bá jẹ́ pé gbé wa ló fẹ́ dìbò fún kó wá gbowó lé tàbí kó mú account number ẹ̀ wá. That is bad behaviour. Security agents should arrest such people. It's just like when you say you give bribe. Both the giver and the taker are guilty. It's not the taker that is guilty alone. The giver and the taker are guilty. So the person who is writing down names and the person who is giving his name to be written are both guilty. Punish them. When I see somebody being punished for such, next time I will not do it. If I do it, I know that the same punishment is what is waiting for me.
Okay, ẹja tún sọ̀rọ̀ wájú lọ́lọ́ta wáyé pẹ̀lú òyìn tó tún jáde ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè wa nàìjíríà president muhammadu buhari àti ẹni tó jẹ́ ìyàwó wọn àwọn náà ti dìbò lọ́lọ́ta wáyé ẹni tó jẹ́ olùdíje sípò ààrẹ nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú pdp alhaji atiku abubakar àwọn náà ti dìbò olùdíje sípò ààrẹ nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú apc bọ́lá ahmed tinubu lọ́lọ́ta wà báyìí àwọn náà ti dìbò báyìí ẹ jẹ́ wọ́n padà sínú àjọ inec àjọ elétò ìbò orílẹ̀-èdè wa nàìjíríà ẹni tó jọ̀gá àgbà ńbẹ̀ mahmood yakubu ti sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n ní lọ́lọ́ta wáyé ètò ìdìbò wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí í kà á ṣùgbọ́n ọjọ́ táwọn ó kéde pé ìsọ́ọ̀tì ó jáde pé ẹ fọkànbalẹ̀ ẹ̀mọ́lẹ̀ nàìjíríà wọ́n láwọn ò lè tí ì sọ báyìí látàrí pé
hold on, we have Ademola Adesokun online. Hello, Ademola Adesokun.
hello.
mo wà ní ọ̀kan lára àwọn ẹkùn ìdìbò tí àwọn èèyàn fi ń dìbò ṣùgbọ́n pẹ̀lú ìfọ̀rọ̀wérọ̀ ilé tí mò ń ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn èèyàn lọ́wọ́ mo ti bá ẹni tí ó jẹ́ ara àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ inec sọ̀rọ̀ bó ti jẹ́ pé àwọn èèyàn sọ pé àwọn ní ìdojúkọ kan tàbí méjì ẹ jẹ́ kí n súnmọ́ ọ̀kan lára àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n fẹ́ dìbò bẹ́ẹ̀ kí wọ́n láǹfààní láti sọ bóyá kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ lásìkò? Ìjọba lọ ní ọwọ́ ọ̀sẹ̀ ní Ìbàdàn, bákan náà kò sí wàhálà kankan. Ó lọ kò sí ìpàdé kankan. Àwọn èèyàn sọ wípé ó pẹ́ pé wọ́n tètè máa bá àwọn èèyàn lò. Kí ni ọ̀rọ̀ náà ẹ̀yin ẹ̀ máa bọ̀ ẹ wá sọ̀rọ̀. Ó kì í ẹ̀yin rẹ̀ ẹ̀yin yọ. Akínyẹ̀ wá bá a ti fẹ́. Ilé ń lọ ní ìrọ̀wọ́ tẹ̀tẹ̀ látàárọ̀. Ọjọ́ ìwé ètò bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí wọ́n ní máa fi ìkan yọrù látàárọ̀. Máa fi ẹ̀ka lè yọrù lọ́jọ́ kó dáa nípa àwọn tó wà ní èjì tó ti dé láti èjì tó ti fi wọn bíbẹ̀ ìdí ìsì. Àgbàdo àwọn kọ́mọ̀ tó jẹ́ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ìdí mẹ́ta tó bọ̀ kọ́mọ̀ tó kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Tó pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn kan ló ti yọ lójú tí wọn à ń tọ́ àwọn olórí wọn. Láti máa pé torí kí nílò ìjà nínú ìjà rárá. Àwọn tí wọ́n ti jàmbá ṣe pa
hello ṣé ń gbọ́ wa hello ṣé ń gbọ́ wa. Any sùúrù. Hello.
All right, I guess we would get in touch with them later. But then that's a report about the beavers not working at that polling unit. And that's still what we were still talking about, Mr. Olajide, about the beavers malfunctioning at some polling units.
I said it earlier on here. The beavers is a machine. Definitely, there will be technical faults. But INEC have challenged INEC that INEC should up its game by ensuring that their technical men are on the prowl, attending to where these kind of issues come up. There should also be a plan B. I'm very sure we'll get there. Very, very sure we'll get there. What we have seen so far, yes, there could be some itches here and there, some misbehaviors here and there, but by and large, every 4 years, our electoral process is an improvement on the previous ones. I'm sure INEC will take note of all of these hitches. The security agents will go back to the drawing board after this election and take notice of all the issues that come up and re-strategize and prepare for another election. I believe that.
Okay, ẹ jẹ́ lọ padà sínú àjọ INEC náà. Ẹni tó jọ̀gá àgbà àjọ INEC gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo fẹ́ mu lẹ́ẹ̀kan, Professor Mahmood Yakubu sọ̀rọ̀. Wọ́n ní ètò ìdìbò tó lédè wa Nàìjíríà. Wọ́n ní pé kìí ṣe táwọn lè máa sọ pé ọjọ́ báyìí ohun gangan ni àwọn ó kéde pé ẹni báyìí ló jáwé olúborí. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ọmọ àwọn amúlẹ̀ Nàìjíríà balẹ̀ pé yóò yá kánkán ojú ò lè fi rọ̀ ìsà.
Well, that is what is expected of him. ojú ló ń kan wá tá à ń sọ pé bóyá kan fún wa lé kò dàbí ti gómìnà kò dàbí ti senate kò dàbí ti house of rep kò dàbí ti house of assembly tán bá ka ìbò yìí ní polling unit kankan wọ́n á kó lọ sí ward wọ́n á kó lé tiẹ̀ wọ́n á kó lọ sí local government wọ́n á kó lé tiẹ̀ wọ́n á gbé lọ sí state wọ́n á kó lé tiẹ̀ ìgbà yẹn ni ẹni tó jẹ́ electoral officer ní state máa gbé lọ sí Àbújá tá a lọ kà á fún wọn bẹ̀ tí ò bá ti sí kọ́nu kọ́họ́ tí ò sí pé party agent kọ́kọ́ kò fọwọ́ sí fún ìdí kan tàbí òmíràn ìgbà yẹn ni ẹni tó jẹ́ chief electoral officer of the federation èyí ni alága ìgbìmọ̀ INEC ni yóò gbà wọlé tí yóò ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá kà á ìgbà yẹn ni wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá ẹ̀rọ pé 36 states àtàbújá ló wà Nàìjíríà káfíà ní 37 states ìgbà yẹn ni wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá kó léètì gbogbo ẹ̀ intanet ń sọ yìí kò gbúdọ̀ sí àṣìṣe àbí àṣìkà ọ̀rọ̀ yìí gba sùúrù káwọn bá fi kanjú lábẹ́ gbóná tó bá bóni láhán tán a ní lè jẹ́ mọ́.
Reports reaching us from Ido local government is that people are still on the queue waiting to vote. This is a few minutes to 3 o'clock. And while 2 of the beavers machine have issues, and you mentioned earlier, now do we have these technical people stationed at these polling units?
I want to believe so because we spoke with our state INEC spokesperson earlier on the program. And he actually mentioned it that their technical people were moving around. So I want to believe that all of these issues will be resolved.
But you said earlier that there's no casting stone on the time to end, the voting.
Yes, that's the way it should be.
But then if people are still on the queue at 3 o'clock, what time do you think,
I wouldn't be able to put a timeline to it. But if people are on the queue and they have not felt disillusioned and they have not, I'm tired, I want to go to my house.
Okay.
Then the onus is on INEC to make sure that they perform their civic responsibilities. That the people perform their civic responsibility of voting for the candidate of their. So whatever it's going to cost them, they must do it.
We will be getting across to our correspondents from Uyo. But then if you'd like to call in to let us know what the situation is like at your polling unit, you can call into the studio 090-6060-5719, 0704-800-1005.
ó yá ẹ̀yin aráalé nọ́mbà náà lẹ ti gbọ́ yẹn láì jẹ́ kó ń kálukú bá wa fi èròǹgbà rẹ̀ lọ́kọ̀ọ̀kan èjèèjì ránṣẹ́ sínú ilé agbára lọ́lọ́ta àwà ẹ́ 07048001005 07048001005 ohun gẹ́gẹ́ lójú òpó eléyìí tó já sápá bí láti bá wa dá sí i.
100.5
Number 1 Family Radio.
Inspiration FM.
Okay, so online we have Samo Akman from Uyo, and he is going to give us a situation report from his end. Good afternoon, Samo.
Good afternoon, Sumo. How are you?
Very well, thank you. I would like to know the situation report at your end. In Ibadan here, we still have a couple of people who are still on the queue and have not been able to vote for their preferred candidate. And, this is due to the reason that, some people did not start. INEC officials did not get to their polling units on time. And, voting ought to have been, rounded up by now. But because of the late arrival of the INEC officials, it seems like, it's going to have to be extended. What is the situation at your end?
Well, it's not far different from what is happening over there. I've been to about 6 local government areas. Presently now, I'm not even in you. I'm in Eket local government area. And people are still seeing, even when voting is supposed to have ended, still standing on the queues. And of course, the officials, because they did not come at the appointed time, the voting did not commence, accreditation did not commence at 8:30 as it was stated earlier. Most of the polling units I visited, the latest time materials and officials got to those polling units was at about 9:30, 9:35 a.m. And that means more than 1 3 hour gone as expected. But then generally Akwa Ibom has been very peaceful. I've been to Ikorabasi local government area. I've been to Onan local government area. I've been to Nsilubun local government area. I've been to Pareni local government area, and I've also been to Idesipo local government area.
Okay.
So now presently I'm at Eket local government area, and so far so good, no stress, no issues. People came out in their numbers, even though some stakeholders are complaining that because of the cash crunch, people that are expected to have traveled to their various villages could not travel because of the scarcity of naira. And so that means they have automatically been disenfranchised. But then, so far so good, we are on course. I'm sure that because INEC also knows that they did not get to the various polling units on time, that's why it's very highly difficult to put an end to voting at 2:30 p.m.
Okay. Now, okay, so we've heard some reports around Oyo State that, the Beavers machine are malfunctioning. Have you experienced any of such at Iket right now?
No. The places I visited, the Beavers machines were functioning well. In fact, the state governor, when he voted, also commended INEC for that technology. That he was expecting that probably he will have issues with his finger print or his face capture. But the thing went under 1 minute. Everything has been captured, and he exercised his franchise just like every other member of his family that went to his polling unit at Ona. But then we also went to other major stakeholders who also agreed that the Beavers machine has
been working well.
Tremendously to their surprise. So we give it to INEC locally here.
All right, lastly, before we let you go, another complaint that we received is that some party logos are not on the ballot paper. Have you experienced any of such?
No. Well, as in Akwa Ibom, I've not experienced any. The places I've been to, no party agent has raised any issue that our party logo is not on the ballot. So I guess that we don't have that issue locally here in Akwa Ibom.
All right, thank you very much, Samuel. We'll definitely get back to you, and you can always reach out to us if there's anything you would like us to know in your state. All right, thank you very much. Okay.
All right.
It's still the Situation Room in Inspiration 100.5 FM, and of course, Nigeria Decides 2023. We have Mr. Olajide in the studio this afternoon. And yes, that takes me to the next question that, I would ask you. We observed in the morning that, at some polling units, we didn't even see, party agents. At some polling units, we saw just one. At some, we didn't even see at all. And, at this, it was kind of, because normally we know that, okay, we would see party agents, we would want to interview them, ask them, okay, so what do you think about the election? How do you think, everything has gone? But we saw little or no one at some of the polling units.
It's to be expected. It's to be expected. You see, winning election in Nigeria, it is not a social media solve. One of the major things political parties need to do is to ensure that they have agents at every polling unit. There are over 7 million polling units across this country. only PDP and APC actually registered agents for all the polling units across the country.
Why is that? We have more than we have a lot of parties. We have Accord, we have SDP, we have a couple of
Yes,
other political parties
we do
in
have
the country.
We do have. I think the PDP and the APC are the two major parties. One, they've been and when you look at it, although you can say the APC is about 8 years, 9 years old, but it is the outcome of many political parties that have been in existence for long, that have structures, even if not across. For example, APC is made up of ACN, CPC, ANPP, a faction of ABGA, and a faction of PDP then came together to form. So you will notice that all of these parties, CPC for example, is entrenched in the north. ACN is entrenched in the southwest. So they already have structures on ground, which they now collapse to form APC. That gives them a wide spread. PDP was in power for 16 years. That also gives it the ability to spread its tentacle across every nook and cranny of the country.
Okay.
But other parties, apart from the Labour Party that produced the governor in Ondo State, before the governor went back to PDP and now gone back to Zenith Labour Party, I don't think there's any other party apart from ABGA too.
Okay.
The remaining parties have not even produced the governor. They have not produced the president.
So could this be a reason?
It affects their spread. It affects their spread. And people want to identify with success. People would rather want to be identified with either PDP as a major party or APC as a major party rather than identify with Accord Party, identify with Social Democratic Party, identify with Action Allowance or Action whatever Congress. You understand? So that is the major reason. And until you see, another reason is this: Nigerian political parties lack ideology.
Okay.
No ideology. And we've been talking about this, and the reason is not far-fetched. The three major parties that were in existence at the beginning of this present democratic experiment, the same person wrote their constitution. The same person wrote their manifestos. So there's no difference. So there's no ideology. And that's why it is easy for somebody to be in defunct ACN today. Tomorrow is in People's Democratic Movement. Next tomorrow is going to PDP. From PDP is going to Social Democratic Party. From Social is going to Accord Party. From Accord is going to Action Alliance. Because there are no ideologies. Look at what's happening in the US. There are many parties in the US, but there are two major parties. The Democratic and the Republicans. Anytime the Republican is in power, you will never see a Democrat carpet crossing. In fact, party politics in America is like a family tradition. If your great-great-grandfather is a Democrat, then you continue with that tradition. Yeah. If your great-great-grandfather is a Republican, you continue in that tradition.
But it's not the same
here. It's not the same here. I don't want to mention names, but you see politicians who jump from PDP, AC, ACN, APC, PRP, SDP, just like that. And then at the end of the day, you will come back to PDP. Or from APC to other parties, at the end of the day, you will come back to APC. So there are no ideologies. And this affects these parties. And it affects our polity. It is not good at all. And that's why we keep on talking about system. In the US, the system is already there. And because the system is there, that was why what happened on January 6, 2021 in the US failed. Because the system is there. And those who were the ringleaders that were identified, they are facing the music.
right now. All right, 0704-800-1005, 0906060571. Another thing I would like you to actually expatiate. When we spoke to Samuel from Uyo, he made mention that a couple of voters were complaining that, because of the cash crunch. Now, how does this really affect you from exercising your franchise, as in going to cast your vote? It's not like you're going to be tendering money where you are to do that. And in Ibadan here, we saw a lot of people walking to where they would actually cast their vote. So what is the relation?
The cash crunch would have prevented me from being here because the naira is not available.
Okay.
I think I left Ekiti around this time yesterday. The back man that took me, I had to transfer to his account. The vehicle I boarded to Ibadan, I had to do transfer. But as at the time I got to Ibadan, I was having just 200 naira on me, which took me from Iwo Road to this station. A lot of people registered to vote in their communities while they work in the urban centers. So what normally happens is when it is election time, by Friday, after close of work, they pack their bag, they go to their community in preparing to vote. And when there is no money,
Okay. 0704-800-1005, 0906060571. Those are the numbers to call to be part of the Situation Room right here in Inspiration 100.5. I like the fact that you were able to explain to us, but some people are not saying this is the reason why the cash crunch is actually affecting them. Most people that we spoke to today were like, any kama lobby share, any kama and all that. That's on one side. But then, at the end of the day, you were talking about systems. If you look at where we're coming from and where we are now, how would you rate it in terms of systems? Do you think anything has changed? Do you think, there's a light at the end of the tunnel?
We don't have any system in place. But if we put the right people in position, then they may be able to entrench the systems that we need to make our country work. Right now, what we have succeeded in doing is elevating individuals instead of entrenching systems. That is what we need. Systems that will run things, systems that will make things work. When we have that, majority of these problems will disappear overnight. But until we do that, we may be going round and round and round in a circle. So it is important for us as a country, as Nigerians, to clamor for system to be put in place in such a way that nobody can come and ride roughshod over people. Let me give you an example. In Ibadan here now, somebody can decide to ride against traffic, whether as a Okada rider or a vehicle driver. But in Lagos State, the system is there.
But I stand to differ. I think that has changed now, with the fact that we now have street lights, traffic lights, and we also have some personal station that every point.
In Lagos, before the law driving against traffic became entrenched, there are traffic lights, there are policemen and everything. Now, whoever you are, not even the Lagos State governor would try it to drive against traffic. Whoever you are, if there is traffic, you stay there. Because you know the punishment. The other time, this guy on Arise TV, Rufai, rode against traffic, and people wanted to start justifying it. But I said, no, we should not justify nonsense. It is not justifying it.
Wrong.
That you are a journalist, you are late for work, What were you doing? Why didn't you leave your home?
But today we saw a couple of people, because they had the election sticker, drive against traffic. As a matter of fact, a lot of people didn't obey the traffic lights. Like, when it said stop, a lot of people didn't.
That is part of what we need to change about us. Jokoto was driving and he came at a red light. He stopped. A woman was driving behind him. But because no vehicle was passing, the woman was honking her horn for Jokoto to move. He didn't. Until the light turned green. Then she now overtook him and started abusing him.
For doing the right thing.
God bless you. For doing the right thing. The first time I went to Ghana, I noticed that there are no traffic policemen on the road. And I was asking, what is the problem? And the guy said, there is no problem now. If you like, disobey traffic light. If it takes them 1 month, they will get to you, give you your fine, and you will pay. So that nobody wants to be indicted. So everybody obeys the law. Even in Cotonou here, you will not see Okada leaving its route and then riding on where it's not supposed to ride. But here, even before, Okada used to ride against traffic, even in Lagos. But now, they know that it is either if you are caught, they will confiscate your Okada. Okada is over 500,000 now. So let them take your Okada and then you tell me where you get money to get another one. So until we do the right thing, that's why I said there must be consequences for bad behavior so that we will do away with bad behavior. China was worse than Nigeria in terms of corruption before now. But when they decide to take the bull by the horn, when you are found guilty of corrupt charges, they take you to not take you to the capital. They take you to your house and deal with you. They are in the presence of everybody. So people started running away from corruption. And today, China is a world power.
Please hold your thoughts there. We have someone on the line. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Okay, 0704-800-1005, 09060605719. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Can't hear you.
Okay, we can hear you loud and clear. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Carson.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my sister.
Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Abiodun Fetuga. I'm calling from Agbo.
All right, Abiodun Fetuga. Let's have the situation report at your community.
Let me greet my uncle in the house too.
Good afternoon, my brother. How are you?
We are doing fine. But the report in our area in Agbo, everything is going fine smoothly. There is no issue or disruption of elections so far. Mr. Olomoloju,
yes,
you utter one line, and I so much like it.
Okay.
You call it democratic experiment.
Okay.
It's quite unfortunate. Since 1999, 24 years of stable democratic transition in Nigeria, we are still experimenting.
We are still experimenting. That's the truth.
It's quite unfortunate.
Very, very.
And like I've always say, you know me, Mr. Olonjeroju, this working system that we are founding wanting in Nigeria is taking us backward per minute,
exactly,
per second. You talk about Ghana, you talk about Cotonou, and when I was in Niger, Jesus Christ, Olopa will not carry gun. He only has a whistle and condo in his hand. But you will never go against traffic rule. They don't burn you. Ordinary Nigeria. There's even bigger. Maybe Oyo State is even bigger than the Republic.
Oh.
So why can't we have a working system? We keep praying and shouting for leadership. Yes, leadership matters. But a working system will produce a working leadership in a working country. You can't expect leadership to just come and put in a system in place. I wish us all the best in this election. But I just hope after 2 or 3 or 4 years, we will not start complaining again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abiodun. I would like to ask, did you go out to vote today?
Yes.
You did? All right. Thank you very much for doing that. Thank you very much.
Just to react to what you said, Mr.
Abiodun.
You see, the places you mentioned, the systems are working because people allow the system to work. You see, here, we like to cut corners.
Why would you say so?
That is what is happening.
Why would you say so? Because, some Nigerians have come out to say, you know what, we want a better Nigeria. We want a better country. We want a better health system. We want a better educational system.
No leader will give us a better society if we are not ready for a better society. We have to show that we are ready. How do we show that we are ready? By having a mindset, a change mindset, where we say, yes, I know this is wrong. I won't do it, no matter the pressure. You understand? But here, our slogan is, you can't beat them, join them.
Join them.
Until we change from that, then where people are, we are a country where, if it is my tribesman that has committed an offense and is being punished, I see it as oppression, marginalization, punishment. If it's another tribe, I will be hailing the government. Why should it be like that?
But then, talking about mindset, how would you say the mindset of our citizens are at this present election? If you look at where we're coming from, talking about mindset, don't you think, a couple of people have had a change of heart?
Yes, I agree that a couple of people have had a change of heart. But in a country of over 200 million people, for things to work, for us to get to where we are, for us to make appreciable improvement, more than 50% must have a changed mindset. Let me give you an example. We put the blame for everything on the government. We have forgotten our own contribution. The market woman selling rice bought a 50 kilogram bag of rice for sale. By the time the rice get to her shop, she has removed one 4-liter plastic from the rice, and she will still sell it for the price of 50 kg rice. Is it the government that's responsible for that? The filling station that adjusted its liter from 1 liter to 0.75 liter and will collect the money for 1 liter from the people that are buying.
All right, please hold your thought. We would like to pick the call from one of our correspondents. Hello, good afternoon, Jadesola.
Okay, thank you very much, Olafunbo. Okay, so I'm somewhere around Ibadan, southwest local government.
Okay.
I precisely close to Ring Road, Company. I actually went to cast my vote somewhere around Company, and I'm getting the monitoring continues.
Okay.
So casting of votes are counted. I actually got to my polling unit at about 2 o'clock. I was able to cast my vote without any hitch. It announced that the turnout was very high, and so many people had casted their vote and come back for various polls. And actually, on my way from Basho to Ring Road, I actually saw clear separating from Japa Junction to Gate. Were free to cut to Ring Road where I went. And so it has been free, no harassment. So when I got to jail, I saw some youth. I don't know why they were engaging themselves in a fight.
Okay.
Or they were fighting, giving each other's blows, and hitting each other.
Were there security operatives to calm the situation?
No, there was no security operatives around. Along some gates, there are no security operatives till I got to Monike, area. So that's the way it was. But we certainly, the environment is peaceful. It can only be peaceful like this. I'm sure that once they start announcing results, you begin to see those that will jubilate and those that will be angry. You also see. But of course, don't forget that there are currently mixed feelings about presidential election with the D5 governor. So nobody might hit up the policy in your state because, up until the last minute before this election, you didn't get Governor Sheyina to publicly come out to say, look,
this is my preferred.
Yeah, this particular candidate.
Okay.
And so there was no where we could say that we came out openly to say this is the candidate you all should vote for. So one would not even be able to say that there might be violence in your state for whatever reason.
Okay.
Whatever for House of Representatives, one may not be able to say it because it doesn't really look like people are interested in some of these National Assembly members. But whoever will win this election will just be by chance. So basically, I must say that vote counting has started in many places that I saw. Votes have been counted as we speak. And that's where we are.
All right, thank you very much, Jadesola. But before you go, now we've been getting reports about beavers malfunctioning. Now, a part of the places that you monitored, did you find out, if anything of such happened around Ring Road?
Okay, so when I went, the few places I went, there was no issue of beavers not functioning.
Okay.
Because when I did my accreditation, it was just one time that my face was sick.
Okay.
So, and then I also made sure that while I was thumb printing, I also thumb printed. I made sure that I didn't allow all the ink to get to all the parts of my thumb. So I just let me place it on the place I wanted to cast on. Actually, there was a woman who casted a vote before me.
Okay.
Just came back to me. I make official that she made a mistake on the person she voted for. And they asked her, they were like, okay, so you can just it. There's nothing you can do. That kind of a thing. So such cases would naturally happen. So again, if you look at the ballot papers,
yes,
they're longer than each other. The presidential is longer than the Senate, and then the House of Reps is also longer than the Senate.
Were there any point of omission of any party on the ballot papers?
I honestly didn't get any omission as we speak.
Okay.
I wouldn't know if there are omissions, but from what I saw, I was particular about the candidate I wanted to vote for.
Okay.
So that was just basically, I think I only went there to concentrate on who I was voting for.
Okay.
It wasn't about, I had various people I wanted to vote for in different political parties.
Okay, and we wouldn't want to ask you who you voted for, and I think that should be personal.
I wanted to ask you, Daddy, who did you vote for?
Don't worry, I can't vote for that.
Jadesola kó tó di pé àmọ́ yọ̀ǹda yín ẹ̀jẹ̀ tún bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ díẹ̀ níbi àbínibí ti Yorùbá ṣé ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ wa kétékété báyìí.
Mo ń gbọ́ yín kétékété ká sọ ìjọba pé mo kí yín nínú ètò lẹ́yìn òdi. Èmi lọ sí okó ní ilé iṣẹ́ wa ní Ìbàdàn. Mo mórílé ọ̀dọ́ lọ sí àǹfààní Ring Road níbi tí èmi náà ti lọ dìbò tèmi. Ilẹ̀ gbogbo ọ̀nà láti tẹ̀ nígbà tí mo dé ìdí àpò mo rí pé àwọn sójà wà ń bẹ̀. Mo tún wà ní géètì. Nígbà mo débẹ̀ tí wọ́n kàn bí mi ni pé kí n ṣíbù tù mí. Ẹnbó ni mò ń lọ, mo ṣàlàyé fún wọn. Wọ́n dẹ̀ fi nílẹ̀ wọ́n jẹ́ kí n kọjá. Ìgbà tí mo dẹ̀ máa dé gbogbo ọ̀nà láti géètì títí tí mo fi dé Mọ̀lété. Mi ò bá àwọn amòfin kankan pàdé lọ́nà. Yorùbá kankan ni wọ́n pàdé. Mo wá dé àwọn ọmọkùnrin kan, wọ́n dàgbà díẹ̀díẹ̀. Wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní jura wọn lẹ́sẹ̀ ní ká tó gbé yókù díẹ̀ ká dóòjì. Wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní gbára wọn lẹ́sẹ̀ lọ́sùn.
Àwọn olóòdìbò.
Mi kò wá yé mi bóyá wọ́n lọ dìbò sọ̀rọ̀ pé ẹni tí kíní kan máa tó sílẹ̀ wọlé kò ní í ṣe kíní kan kan. Èmi kàn ṣe àkíyàkíyà mo tètè kúrò ń bẹ̀ mo gbàgbé tí mo ti lọ dìbò. Ìgbà tí mo débi tí mo ti lọ dìbò kò sí wàhálà rárá. Àwọn èèyàn ti dínkù mẹ́. Àwa bíi mẹ́ta péré la wà nílẹ̀ láti dìbò. mo lọ orúkọ mi lára pátákó lẹ́yìn tí mo orúkọ mi mo dẹ̀ gba ìwé tí máa fi dìbò sí òkè wọn kọ́kọ́ ṣe accreditation fún mi ọwọ́ kan tí wọ́n ya àwòrán ojú mi ló gbé jáde nígbà tó dẹ̀ gbé jáde ni wọ́n fún mi níwèé mo tẹ̀ka sórí orí ẹgbẹ́ tí mo fẹ́ dìbò fún ẹ̀mí alájọ ti sọ pé ẹgbẹ́ mo tẹ̀ka sórí ẹni tí ó wù mí láti dìbò fún
tó wù látọkàn
torí èmi sọ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni òyìnbó tèmi rò pé ó lè túlù ṣe lèmi lọ dìbò tèmi fún nígbà tí mo dé ìyẹn tán ẹni orí yọ
ìyáàfin Jádesọ́lá ká tó jẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ lọ báwo ni àwọn obìnrin ṣáwọn obìnrin jáde láti wá dìbò.
pẹ̀lú tẹ́ ń rí lọ́nà.
àwọn obìnrin tó bá dé àwọn ibi tí a ti ń ka ìbò àwọn obìnrin pọ̀ pẹ̀lú pàṣẹ wọn kan tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ti lọ lé wọn lọ dá àwọn ọmọ wọn lóhùn ṣùgbọ́n ọgbẹ́ pé lórí gbogbo obìnrin ló máa ń dìbò jù àwọn tí tó bá ti ń sọ lọ́dún yìí ni obìnrin ló máa ń dìbò jù látàrí alálùmọ́lẹ̀
ẹ ṣé púpọ̀.
ok ẹ ṣeun.
ṣe mọ̀ pé mi náà sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé àwọn ìyá wa wọ́n mọ̀ nípa kínní ju àwa ọkùnrin.
ok gótó nípa lójú ọjà lọ́lọ́tà wáyé ní Ìkòròdú ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó arúnisálẹ̀ gbẹlẹ̀gbẹ́ wọ́n ti ń ka ìbò láwọn ibì kọ̀ọ̀kan ń bẹ̀ torí pé àwọn èèyàn ti tètè bọ́ ọ̀tá láàárọ̀ kùtù háì láti dìbò ń bẹ̀ lọ́lọ́tà wáyé wọ́n ti ń kààbò láwọn ibì kọ̀ọ̀kan ń bẹ̀ wọ́n sì ń lọ àtúmọ̀ ẹ̀jí ẹ̀mọ̀ ẹ̀já dúdú ọjà ká padà wá.
Before we go on that break, Mr. Olajide Olomojomoloju. Omojolomoloju, I beg your pardon. Now, there was something Jadesola actually mentioned that a lot of people are not really concerned about, the House of Reps election. And even, the presidential election, the Senate, sorry. And that even the presidential election, that, people are just carefree. Why do you think, people's attitude? Because we actually, could sense that in the morning, that some people were just, like, it's none of my business. I don't want to be part of it.
Well, those who are having that mindset are making grievous mistake. It is none of your business. When the result come, it will be your business. Because if we get it wrong this time around, compared to what we are witnessing, it will be hellish. So for you not to experience that, make it your business. I am pleading with Nigerians. Let us make it our business. You see, before now, politicians ride roughshod over us, snatch ballot boxes, manipulate election because they know that we will always say it is none of my business. And they get away with it. And that is why miscreants get into position of authority. And rather than make things better, they make it worse. So let us see it as our business. It is my business who is in control of authority in my country. Because whatever he does, whatever he does not do, will affect me negatively or positively. And that is the mindset I want people to have.
We'll go on a short break now. When we get back, you can call into the studio. You can also be part of the conversation on Facebook at IFM1005IB, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Send us a WhatsApp message 0809-192-1005. We've got some of the correspondents that went out in the studio as well. We've got Christopher Delacour. We'll be talking to him shortly. We've also got Mr. Afolabi as well. They have gone out and they will definitely come in to tell us what they have observed. Let's go on this break. We'll be back shortly.
Ibadan, what's up?
100.5
Number one, Family Radio.
Coppers, hello, Brown Rose City. Radio is about to get lit every Tuesdays by 5:30 p.m. Prospective call members or your coppers, ensure you stick close to your radio to hear just about NYSC Live. Coppers Lounge is the show. Coppers Lounge is a radio program that will make you reminisce on the orientation camp life. It's a program that will thrill and educate you on the importance of NYSC. Join Big F, Damola, Motu, Idera, and Fadex every Tuesdays by 5:30 p.m. on your number one family radio to enjoy Coppers Lounge.
Keeping the kids entertained isn't easy. Balancing the challenges of daily life isn't easy as well. That's why your number one family radio station has got you covered. Welcome to School Run with Aunt Sumbo. This is all about general questions to spellings and lots more. Challenging their brains, getting them ready for an amazing day at school. Tune in every morning, 6:45 a.m. to be part of the fun. School Run with Aunt Sumbo on Inspiration 100.5 FM. Let's learn together.
The young shall grow. The young shall grow. Oh yeah, we don't come. Oh yeah, we don't come. The young shall grow.
Land of peace. This may sound funny, but when I look around, that is what I see. Land of such ethnic and cultural diversity. A land so rich, giant of Africa.
All right, Nigeria decides 2023 right here on Inspiration 100.5 FM. And yes, it's been a wonderful time, of course, putting off the mic and having a conversation with Mr. Olomo Jomoloju. I hope I got it this time. Olajide.
Just continue calling Olajide and leave the surname out.
Yes, and we've been getting reports that, voting is rounding up in some parts of the country, and of course, a couple of people have actually finished their business and they are on their way to their house, and of course, they have started, rounding up at different polling units. Now, we've heard in the news that the transmission of the results will be done by beavers. Now, that's where the question I want to ask is coming from. Now, how is this? How sure? How credible?
I think it is not the beavers that will announce the result.
Yes.
This is the way the thing works.
Okay.
The beavers is used to accredit. When you get to the polling unit, they will check. Your name is in the register. Fine. Bring out your card. They will now accredit you using the beavers. It is where the beavers fail to recognize you that the issue of you cannot vote. It has happened to Oluremi Tinubu. It has happened to the APC vice presidential candidate, but they were able to vote at the end of the day. I think it happened to Wike too.
Yes, it was in the news.
All right. After the accreditation, they give you ballot papers. You cast your vote. You go away, or if you want to become an onlooker, it is still within your purview. But at the end of voting, the beavers would have a record of how many voters it accredited. For example, polling unit 001 in Ward A, beavers accredited 500 voters. Now, voting has closed. Let us bring the ballot. Let us count. In counting, you may have 400 votes.
Okay.
You may have 499. You may have 300. No problem. You will count, record. The job is done.
Okay.
But if beavers accredit 500 voters, and in counting the result, you now find 501 votes, the law is very clear. It simply says the result of that polling unit stands cancelled.
Why would it be cancelled?
Because the number of votes is more than the number of accredited voters.
By the beavers.
Yeah, it simply means that somebody somewhere had played a game.
Foul play. Now, why should we trust beavers?
We should trust beavers. Beavers is it's a technology anyway.
Technology can malfunction.
Technology can malfunction.
Mm-hmm.
But the beavers has been tested. It has been tested. It has been used in previous elections.
Okay.
It was used in Ekiti elections. In fact, it was used in Osun elections, which led to where
we are now.
In the case of the Osun election.
Okay.
The beavers machine, the way it works, as it accredits, it sends the data to a central server in INEC office.
Okay.
It also stores the data. So at the end of the day, you will know how many voters have been accredited. Even when the battery is down, it can still, I mean, when there is no network, it can work offline.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
And I think it's a good development because it will take us away from the era of ballot snatching, ballot stuffing, etc., etc. Before now, it's only the register they use. Just get there, my card. In fact, in some situations, some people don't even have the card. They will just mention their name. And as long as the name is there, they give them paper to vote. The danger in that is that because political parties have the register, somebody who died, they know. Somebody who has relocated, they know. So they can bring other people to come and lay claim to those names. Where is your card? I lost it. But since my name is there, I must vote. But now, the beavers machine has everybody's data. Your facial, your biometrics, everything is already uploaded in the beavers. So if you claim to belong to Unit 001, Ward A, and you even have a card, and you get there, your name is not in the register, beavers does not recognize you. PM.
Null and void.
You're on your own. But the moment it recognizes you, they give you, go and vote, you vote. So that is what the law has said. The moment votes counted, house number, accreditation, result, cancel.
Okay. So if I'm going to ask your opinion, if you're going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, the election this year compared to the ones we've had, how would you be rating it and why?
Well, it will be difficult to rate it now.
Okay.
Reason being that the election is still not yet
concluded. I mean, like...
But if we look at what we have been explaining, the beavers and all of that and all of that, compared to previous elections, I think we have a huge improvement. And if I'm to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I will give the process a 7/10 rating.
Why?
Because it has eliminated a lot of bottlenecks that created problem for us in the past.
Okay.
If it were in the past, by now, we'll be hearing stories of ballot snatching. We'll be hearing stories of somebody sitting down somewhere inside a place like this, using both fingers and all the fingers, thumb printing ballot paper that will be stored in a ballot box that they will take to a counting center to be counted. for their choice candidates. Those ones are no longer there.
Okay.
It has removed job from political talks. The worst that can happen is if political talk goes to get to a polling unit, you prevented people from voting. And no wahala.
We heard of that in Lagos that there, a particular polling unit, the ballot boxes were destroyed and votes were burnt.
That unit is the loser because they will not have any votes to count for them. You understand? And it doesn't affect the result of the election at the end of the day. So that is the worst case scenario. So it's an improvement on previous. We have gone past the era where somebody will sit down in his house and write results of election and take it to the center and force them to take it by fire, by force. We've gone past that era. So anybody who is sitting down somewhere writing results now is just wasting his time.
ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré dé Ọ̀yọ́ lọ́lọ́ta wà ní Ọ̀yọ́ town gangan ara àwọn tó jẹ́ akọ̀rin wa tó wà ńbẹ̀ ó gbé jáde kàṣàgbà ní Pàkòyí ward 10 unit 7 onílàádá alákìtàn àwọn èèyàn kan wà ńbẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé ká tó dìbò wọ́n kọ àká nọ́mbà wọn lẹ̀ àtòkọ àìkú fàìfà tí ń ṣe àlejò wa olótún ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Ọ̀yọ́ yìí níbi àyàtí mo wá fẹ́ yẹ bá ń jó méjèèjì pọ̀ tẹ bá bá mú eléyìí ìkejì tí wọ́n wà pé àwọn tó jẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ àjọ INEC tó ń dáṣojú wọn tó jẹ́ pé àwọn gangan náà wà ní ibùdó tá a ti ń dìbò kí ó tó yẹ pé pọ̀lọpọ̀ gbà àwa tá a jára ní gangan àwọn aráàlú náà máa ń dúró dè wọ́n kó tó di pẹ́ẹ́dì tó jẹ́ pọ̀lọpọ̀ gbà àyíṣàbà bá wọn ń bẹ̀ níbi tí wọ́n ká ti bá wọn ní polling unit níbi tá a ti dìbò.
ìdí jẹ́ kí n kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti bẹ̀ yẹn ìdí ìyẹn ni táwọn olóyìnbó ń pè ní logistic problem kò lè ṣàìṣẹlẹ̀ mọ́tò tí a ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gbé jáde ní factory tán ti ṣe wọ́n fi yé wa wípé àléébù 39 ló wà lára rẹ̀. So mọ́tò tí èèyàn gbé wọlé lálẹ́ àná téèyàn fi travel téèyàn gbé wọlé lálẹ́ àná tó ṣe tẹ́ paná rẹ̀ tẹ́ lọ sùn ẹ lè jí láàárọ̀ ìkẹ́ kíkì ẹ̀ kó má ṣiṣẹ́ àfìgbà tí mẹkáníìkì bá wá kíwọ́ bọ̀ kó tó dáhùn. àwọn ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ó lè ṣeé ṣe kó jẹ́ pé mọ́tò tó ń gbé wọn lọ ó takú lọ́nà ó ṣeé ṣe kó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ṣìnà bóyá ó yẹ kán gba wájú BCOS lọ sí gate wọ́n lọ yà ní kí ló ń pè bẹ̀ yẹn ti gbàgbé orúkọ tó ń pè bẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n lọ yà níbi tí ò yẹ kán yà ṣe mọ̀ pé bóyá wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ máa tún wá tún ìrìn àjò yẹn rìn wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tún padà wá kán ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tó wá bọ́ síbi tó ti máa yà gbogbo ẹ̀ àkókò ń lọ. So àwọn oríṣiríṣi àwọn ìdí yẹn ló fà á tó fi jẹ́ pé wọ́n pẹ́ ìmí wà tó jẹ́ pé mọ́tò tó yẹ kó wá gbé wọn gan lè má wà pàápàá jùlọ pẹ̀lú wàhálà tá a ní pẹ̀lú epo nílọ́lọ́ yìí although ó yẹ kí àjọ tí ń bójútó ètò ìdìbò ó ti ṣe gbogbo àwọn ètò yẹn sílẹ̀
nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ béèrè gangan ni
ó yẹ kán ti ṣe gbogbo ètò yẹn sílẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n a ò lè ṣàìrí ní táwọn olóyìnbó ń pè ní human factor ṣẹ́rí àwọn kan wà tó jẹ́ pé agbẹ̀yìnbẹ̀bọ jẹ́ ni wọ́n kò sí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe tí n bá níṣẹ́ tí mo fẹ́ ṣe fúnra mi tí n bá ṣe fúnra mi ni mo lè fọwọ́ sọ̀yà pé bó ṣe rí rẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n tó bá ti di pé iṣẹ́ yẹn mo gbé díẹ̀ fún yín ká ẹ ṣe mo gbé díẹ̀ fún àǹtí mi yẹn kan ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ṣe máa ṣe kọ́lọ̀ yìí ṣe máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa ṣe kọ́lọ̀ òun ṣe máa ṣe ẹ̀yin lè ṣe ká ẹ ṣe níṣe kí ló wà ń bẹ̀ jáde ẹ má fi ti ní mi lára mi ìwáyé tó le kó wá jẹ́ pé ìgbà tó yẹ kí èsì ó dé èsì yẹn ò ní dé ọ̀họ́ kó dé kó má tẹ́ wa lọ́rùn. So àwọn n tó máa ń fa gbogbo kùdìẹ̀kudiẹ wọ̀nyí lélẹ́yìí ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ ń pa Ọ̀yọ́ mo ti sọ láàárọ̀ yìí nígbà tá a kọ́ ní abala àkọ́kọ́ lórí ètò yìí mi ì fẹ́ dárúkọ ìlú yẹn lẹ́kìtì láti ṣé ní sátidé láti ìjẹrin bí ìjárùn náà ti ń compile account number wọ́n ti ń compile account number díẹ̀díẹ̀ náà la máa bọ́nu kínní yìí kò dìbò kó síbẹ̀ I think ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní bóyá 2014 2014 náà pé 2014 ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ àbí 2012 tí ẹ ní ní ìdìbò kó síbẹ̀ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ 2012 àbí 2014 àbí 2016. in tó dẹ̀ fà á ni wàhálà tí àìrówó ná àwọn ènìyàn, entrenched poverty, in tó fà á nìyẹn. ẹ jẹ́ kí n fún yín lápẹẹrẹ kan. àwa tá a wà ń gbòòrò ó ṣeé ṣe lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ gbà kó jẹ́ pé alówó tó tó 5,000 lápò wa tó jówó wa tá a lè pè ní tiwa tá a lè ná bá a ṣe fẹ́. ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ gbà a lè ní tó 10,000, 15, 1,50 ó lè wà lápò wa. ṣùgbọ́n tẹ́ ẹ bá lọ sáwọn ìgbèríko, àwọn míì wà tó jẹ́ pé láàárín ọdún yípo ọdún wọn ò lè ka 5,000 báyìí pé 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5,000 ni èmi ni mo ní, mo fi sápò, mo lè ṣe bó ṣe wù mí. wọn ò lè ṣe, kò ṣeé ṣe fún wọn. èèyàn kan wá dé wá ní lábájá 5,000 rèé o, kó o dìbò fún mi. ó yá owó tó pọ̀ jù tó ní lọ́wọ́ 1,000 àbí 2 wọn wá kó 5 wá. tó dẹ̀ mọ̀ wípé ẹni tó ní kóun dìbò yìí, òun dìbò fún o, òun ò dìbò fún o, ó mọ bó ṣe ń ṣètò ẹ̀ tó ń wọlé, òun ò sì ní rí fọ́dún 4 míì. á wá di táwọn olóyìnbó ń pè ní a bird in hand is worth 10 in the bush. jẹ́ kọ́kọ́ gba eléyìí ná.
mi ò mọ́ra.
bí tí wàhálà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ nìyẹn. ẹni tó dẹ̀ fún yín lówó, mo ti sọ lẹ́ǹkan, kò lọ ṣàǹtítì o. bóyá ó ta property ẹ̀ ni, bó fi dúró yáwó ní báǹkì ni, tó fi ṣe ètò ìdìbò, yóò kọ́kọ́ sanwó báǹkì, àtọ́jú owó, àtèlé, àtèrè ni ó kọ́kọ́ ṣe. nígbà ó bá ṣe tán ní ọ̀sẹ̀ wàá ronú pé kí la fẹ́ ṣe fún wọn nínú ìlú yìí. ìgbà tí ó bá fi sọ́tọ́ gan, bóyá nínú ọdún 4 tó fẹ́ lò 3 ti lọ, ọdún kan tó kù a máa fi ronú bóun ṣe fẹ́ padà wá. ibi tá a ti kóra wa sínú wàhálà nìyẹn o. ṣùgbọ́n èmi mọ̀ wípé ìdìbò yìí, bí à ń tàbò à ń ràbò bá tiẹ̀ máa wà ń bẹ̀, kò ní dàbí ìtàtẹ̀yìnwá. kò ní dàbí ìtàtẹ̀yìnwá. mo tún fẹ́ pe àwọn iléeṣẹ́ ìjọba tó ń bójú tó wà bàjẹ́, EFCC àti ICPC, káwọn náà gbìyànjú láti ṣojúṣe wọn. ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn náà máa gbọ́ wa báyìí. wọ́n gbọ́ ń gbà tẹ kàtẹ́ dárúkọ bí tí wọ́n ti ń kọrúkọ ọ́lẹ̀ láti dìbò. ṣe ló yẹ kí wọ́n tètè ṣe kánkán lọ sí ibẹ̀ yẹn. ẹni tọ́wọ́ ìjọba bá bà kó fi mú rẹ̀ dánrin. kó jẹ́ ìkìlọ̀ fún àwọn tí wọ́n bá tún lérò àti ṣerú ẹ̀. níjọ́ 15 òní ìdìbò míì tún bọ̀, ti gómìnà àti ti
ìlú
aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀. tí nísìnyí tó bá ṣiṣẹ́ wọn bó ṣe yẹ kán ṣe, wọ́n á ti mọ àwọn ibi tí irú ìwà burúkú yẹn ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀. nígbà máa fi dijọ́ 15 èní, wọ́n á ti fi àwọn ènìyàn há gbogbo àwọn ibẹ̀ yẹn láti rí i pé wọ́n dẹ́kun ìwà ìbàjẹ́ burúkú yìí. kò dáa rárá, kò bójúmu rárá. ní tí ò dáa kò lórúkọ méjì.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Olajide. If you'd like to be part of the conversation, you can call the number 09060605719, 0704-800-1005. I think you read my mind, because the next question I wanted to ask is, what are the take-home lessons for both citizens and even, government officials, INEC officials, from this election in preparation towards, the coming one?
You see, I think INEC sometimes underrates the Nigerianness in us.
Why would you say so?
They should have preempted some of these things.
Okay.
They should have preempted some of these things and know that even within that organization, there are some people that will be working to truncate what INEC is doing. There will be people who do not want INEC to succeed.
Okay.
So they should have made provision for that. But by and large, INEC should also learn from what is happening now. where logistic problems are creating unnecessary bottleneck, where logistic problems did not allow their officials to get to the polling units on time, they should take note of that now and work towards preventing reoccurrence. Some of these things that we are hearing now, there's little or nothing we can do except for INEC to quickly rally around and prefer solution. Those things have happened. Where people are, we just saw in the news, voters waiting patiently to vote in Abuja. That is the Federal Capital Territory. So if it is happening in Abuja, then you know Nigeria is a very big country. There are some areas that you can't even access unless you travel by boat. I was sharing with my colleagues who were here in the morning. I went somewhere in Delta State. We were on the sea for 47 minutes. This side you will see Bayelsa. You see people, those who are eating. Those children running up and down. You see them clearly. So you can imagine if necessary logistics is not provided, how will people in such areas vote now? So these are the issues that we need to look at. And gradually we are getting there. I'm sure the next election in 2027 will probably be using electronic voting machine, which will also safeguard a lot of things. In the US, you can stay in your house and vote. You don't necessarily have to go to the polling units. The system is there. You can use your phone to vote. You can go to the post office to vote. And there's no, although there is a date fixed for voting, but people have been voting before the date of the election. Because they have a system in place that works. And everybody is used to it. So by the time we get to that level, I'm sure we are getting there. But it's a gradual process. It's just like a child born today will not start walking today. It takes a gradual process to get a point, the child will start crawling. Then, after some time, the child moving one leg and then dancing like a praying mantis. Like he will follow, he will not follow, don't let him follow. Then gradually start walking. So we are getting out of the woods. I believe so. We just have to continue. We don't need to look back. All we just need to do is look at the problems as they come and provide solutions.
All right, if you still like to be part of the conversation as we are gradually coming to the end of the situation report for now, situation room for now, of course, I will go on a break and we'll be back. But then you can drop your comments on our Facebook page at IFM1005IB, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also send us a WhatsApp message to 0809 192 1005. Let's go on this break. We'll be back shortly.
ayé ti kẹnu tán ayé ti dojú kejì gbogbo nǹkan pátápátá ti dòbírí po ohun ojú ní ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tí mú ní mí kanlẹ̀ tàbí tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ sáyé ẹni tán wá ojútùú fún ohun ojú ní ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ sáyé ẹni tá ti rò wípé ọ̀nà ti pin gbogbo làwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà máa wà tó ṣe sí lórí ètò ohun ojú ní àrùn ní bòmí mọ́ra kí n pọ́kú tán yányán pariwo mi síta kí n fi ó lẹ̀ ohun ojú lè tó tí ó máa wáyé ní ìkànnì Inspiration 100.5 FM Ìbàdàn ní gbogbo ọjọ́ sátidé àti Sunday látago méje àṣálẹ́ títí dàgọ́ mẹ́jọ. Adékúnlé tún lọ̀rọ̀ pírẹsẹ́ńtà Mr. A2B ní ó máa fòbèlè túkọ̀ ètò fún ìpolówó ọjà ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ 08148417211 tàbí kẹ̀kẹ́ sí yàrá ìpolówó ọjà commercial department Inspiration 100.5 FM Ìbàdàn. ohun ojú nílé ètò tó sọ wípé má bora rẹ̀ mọ́lẹ́ má bò nǹkan tí ń ṣe ó mára pariwo ara rẹ̀ síta kí gbogbo ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ó pọ̀ lẹ̀.
Family Radio 100.5, baby.
unity, land of peace. This may sound funny, but when I look around, that is what I see. Land of such ethnic and cultural diversity. A land so rich, giant of Africa. In land of champions, land of the best. In the midst of the adversities, we've stood the test. Yeah, yeah. And through all the rest of these years, one day will come clean. I love my child. I love the green, white, green. Oh, unity and faith, peace and progress. God bless my nation. God bless Nigeria. In the midst of the abundance, so many people know they enjoy the benefits of plenty things within our soil. But I hope that one day, we go change our ways so that for the future generation, Nigeria will be a better place.
All right, we have Olushola live online from Abuja. Of course, Miss Olushola, good evening or good afternoon, as it may be. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Good
Yeah.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please, can you give us the situation report in Abuja right now?
Okay. The election is very peaceful in Abuja. There was an early start to the polls in the morning where we see the early arrival of INEC officials and materials. And people are picking out in their droves, where we observe, to come out to exercise their franchise. So far, so good. Where we have observed, and from the reports that we got from observers in the field, there was no incident of violence so far. So, voters embark on their, embark on the exercise, peacefully. So there was no rancor. The election is rancorous so far. It's not rancorous so far.
Okay.
So, and people are going about their, normal, voting process. So, apart from a single place that we observe where the Davis machine malfunction, every other places that we have visited so far, the machine, works pretty fine.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Olushola. You said there was early turnout. So does that mean that, voting is rounding off in Abuja as of this moment?
Yeah, it depends on the population of the individual polling units. There are polling units that are larger in size. There are ones that are smaller in size. But majority of places that we observe, have reported that the voting process has been concluded. Some counting is going on. Some they've turned in the result of the polling unit. So the election is progressing pretty fine. So from here, from the report we are getting from the field, and from where you wrote to, as well. So far so good, like I said, the situation is relatively peaceful.
All right, thank you very much for that update, Mr. Olushola. I would get across to you if there's any other thing would like to know. All right, it is still Situation Room in Inspiration 100.5 FM. Of course, we've got Christopher Delacun in the studio, ready to give us a report of what happened where he was at INEC office. Christopher, it's good to have you back in the studio. And although you're looking tired, but then I must say that, well done. It's not been easy, since about 6 that we've been out, trying to monitor one or two things. Now, can you tell us what exactly were the things that you observed at INEC office? For example, we had reports that, some polling units, INEC officials did not get there until about 10 o'clock, 10:30, and voters have been there since 6 a.m. Now you went to INEC quite early. Can you tell us, what went wrong that INEC officials could not come, get to their polling units on time?
Well, as much as I observed, I get to notice that some part of the people that they made arrangements with for logistics, they actually encountered some problem. Not really a major one, but then some itches. And as at the time where I was about leaving the INEC office, some of the drivers, they are still calling the officials at the INEC office that they need fuel, like the fuel they made arrangement for. They are still trying to call some filling stations to get them fuel, right as I'm talking to you now. So I think the fuel scarcity actually got to the INEC officials, to most especially as regards the logistics. But apart from that, I think they're having a wonderful outing.
Okay, talking about INEC materials, now how were they handled? How, did they distribute them?
As far as Oyo State is concerned, I think the INEC in Oyo, they really did a great job talking about the distribution of the materials. As early as I got there, even the ones that got their materials late, as at the time I left there, the people that are encountering different kind of issues, they kept calling and they kept telling them that complain, whatever it is that I don't have there, you forgot, complain, we get it across to you. So they are all around the clock working tirelessly. So I give it to the INEC in Oyo State.
Okay, Christopher Adelakun.
Àkú
iṣẹ́ látàárọ̀ pẹ̀lú bẹ́ẹ̀ sí lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn àjọ INEC ètò ìdìbò, kí ni àwọn ìdojúkọ eléyìí tẹ́ rí pé ẹ̀rí ń bẹ tó jẹ́ ìdojúkọ tó yẹ pé ó lè pa ètò ìdìbò tó ń lọ ìlara níbẹ̀ àbí kò sí kankan ni.
Kò ṣe wípé kò sí rárá náà, ọmọ kò ṣeé ṣe kí ojú ọ̀rọ̀ funfun kó náà sí dúdú díẹ̀ ń bẹ̀. Àwọn ìpèníjà kéékèèké ara rẹ̀ náà sì ní nǹkan tí àtẹ̀mí àti Ọlásùnbọ̀ tí àtijọ́ mẹ́nubà, ọ̀rọ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ epo àti gbígbé àwọn èèyàn lè tó kópa níbi ètò ìdìbò ọ̀hún, gbígbé wọn lọ sókè, gbé wọn lọ sódò. Nígbà tí mo sì fẹ́ kúrò ní ọ́fíìsì àjọ INEC lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́, mo sì rí pé àwọn tó wà ní charge logistics wọn lórí bíbá kẹ́rù lọ kẹ́rù bọ̀, wọ́n ṣe pé ọkọ̀ yá ẹ lọ sílé epo báyìí àti make arrangement wọn pẹ̀lú wọn náà, ẹgbẹ́ mọ́tò méjì lọ. So ó túmọ̀ sí pé àwọn náà ọ̀rọ̀ epo yẹn ó kàn wọ́n, ó lè má kàn wọ́n púpọ̀, bó ó kàn àwọn náà díẹ̀, ó dẹ̀ jẹ́ kí ìdálọ́wọ́kọ́ kó dé bá àwọn agbègbè kan níbi tó yẹ kí èròjọ òun ti dé tí ò tètè débẹ̀.
Ṣùgbọ́n kí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń lọ láti pé láti ọ́fíìsì àjọ INEC ṣe mọ̀ pé gbogbo ọ̀nà tẹ́ ẹ gbà náà ẹ sàmúlò àwọn èèyàn gógógó láti fẹ́ dìbò. Gẹ́sẹ́ lè fi ètò ìdìbò ọdún yìí wé pé àwọn èèyàn tán jáde ó pọ̀ dáadáa tó jẹ́ kó dẹ̀ wú ni orí jọjọ, àbí ká mọ̀ kulẹ̀ parọ́ tan rẹ ni èèyàn tó jáde ò tó nǹkan.
Ní àwọn agbègbè ibi tí mo láǹfààní láti gbà kọjá, àwọn èèyàn jáde, ó kàn jẹ́ wípé ibì kan tí ó kàn fẹ́ dàbí ẹni pé ó jẹ́ kí ìrẹ̀wẹ̀sì ọkàn kó dé bá mi. Èyí tí ìlú sọ wípé bóyá nítorí pé ó jẹ́ ní ọwọ́ àárọ̀ òní mo nírú àwọn ìrírí yẹn. Mo rí i pé ọ̀pọ̀ nínú àwọn tó jẹ́ ọ̀dọ́ ilé fàájì wọ́n gbé bọ́ọ̀lù jáde sórí títì ni. Àmọ́ bóyá wọ́n padà fi bọ́ọ̀lù lẹ́ẹ̀tọ́ padà lọ dìbò. Àmọ́ ó jẹ́ nǹkan tí lèmi ò dùn sí mo ṣe gbogbo àwọn èèyàn yìí lọ́jọ́ ń pariwo pé ètò ìdìbò ló dé iye táwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n kọ̀ tí wọ́n tó ń gbá bọ́ọ̀lù. Lẹ́yìn yẹn pápá jùlọ àwọn tó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ àgbàlagbà, àwọn àgbàlagbà yẹn jáde, gbogbo àwọn ìyá àgbàlagbà, àwọn bàbá àwọn náà pọ̀ jù lórí láì lásàtàárọ̀ gbogbo àtà yí gbòòrò káàkiri. Àwọn mo nígbàgbọ́ wípé àwọn èèyàn tó kú náà, àwọn náà wí pé àsìkò sí wa náà ni, mo nígbàgbọ́ pé àwọn náà wọ́n ti ṣe ojúṣe wọn.
Bó o ní àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ elétò ààbò ṣe mú yányán tó níbi tẹ́ wà tó fi dọ́jọ́ àwọn àjọ INEC ní ọ́fíìsì wọn tẹ́ wà, àbáwọn ètò òṣìṣẹ́ elétò ààbò tó wà níbi ò tó nǹkan ni.
Ní ọ́fíìsì àjọ INEC ìròyìn ọ̀tọ̀ àfojúbà torí wámú báyìí àwọn àjọ ẹ̀ṣọ́ kódà wọ́n pàpọ̀ jù débi pé àwọn kan gbọ́dọ̀ ń bẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ kí àwọn kan sáwà pé wọ́n rí ṣe níbi tí àwọn àjọ ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò tó pọ̀ ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ̀ sì lè jókòó sínú ọ́fíìsì àjọ INEC kẹ́ ẹ lo ọgbọ̀n ṣẹ́jú ń bẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ àwọn sójà kàdé méjì kó mọ̀ wọlé wọ́n kàn wọlé wọ́n wọ ọmọ gbogbo àyíká wọn á tọ́ padà. Àmọ́ kó tó di wípé ẹni tó jẹ́ kọmíṣánná elétò ìdìbò náà ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ Ọ̀mọ̀wé Adéníran Tọ́lá tó tẹ̀ tó di pé wọ́n jáde láàárọ̀ yìí, mo rí wípé lóòótọ́ àti lódodo àjọṣepọ̀ tó dán mọ́rán ó wà láàrin gbogbo àwọn àjọ ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Ìgbà táwọn tó jẹ́ ìròyìn ètò ìdìbò láti ilẹ̀ òkèrè tí wọ́n dé, táwọn aláwọ̀ funfun tí wọ́n dé tẹ̀lé sọ́fíìsì ẹni tó jẹ́ kọmíṣánná elétò ìdìbò Ọ̀mọ̀wé Tọ́lá, bí wọ́n ṣe kúrò ń bẹ̀ kò pẹ́ rárá sígbà yẹn ẹni tó jẹ́ ọ̀gá àgbà fún àjọ NSCDC àwọn náà dé, ẹni tó jẹ́ ọ̀gá àgbà fún àjọ immigration àwọn náà bá wọn bẹ̀, ọ̀gá àwọn ti sójà òun náà bá wọn bẹ̀, àwọn special forces àwọn náà bá wọn bẹ̀, gbogbo wọn bí wọ́n ṣe jọ kọ́ wọ́n rìn tí wọ́n jọ ń wo gbogbo àwọn ibùdó ètò ìdìbò káàkiri pé wá gbogbo akájọ mójú wa kan. Ìgbà tí Ọ̀mọ̀wé Adéníran Tọ́lá kọmíṣánná elétò ìdìbò tó ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ ó fìdí rẹ̀ múlẹ̀ wípé àníṣe kò sí ibùdó ìdìbò kan tẹ́ẹ̀dì ó kéré jù ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò méjì ń bẹ̀ ó lè mẹ́jọ ọlọ́pàá méjèèjì o ó lè mẹ́jọ ológun méjèèjì o àmọ́ ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò ó kéré jù méjì ń bẹ̀.
ẹ ṣeun ẹ bá dákan nílẹ̀ kan sí àti tẹ̀sí lọ sójú wa lónìí.
Christopher Adelakun lórúkọ tèmi ọ́fíìsì àjọ INEC ibẹ̀ gangan ni èmi ti lọ ṣojú iléeṣẹ́ inspiration.
All right, thank you very much, Christopher Delacon. And as we round off this session, of course, to come back later, we'd like to say a very big thank you to Mr. Olajide. Thank you so much. He's been with us since morning.
It's my pleasure.
Yes, Inspiration FM are still giving you reports as events unfold as regards, voting in Oyo State and Nigeria. Yes, we have heard that some polling units still have people on the queue, still trying to cast their votes. As events unfold, we will definitely let you know what is happening in all those polling units. My name is Olasunbo Yusuf. Thank you so much.
Orúkọ tèmi ni Abíọ́dún ọmọ bàbá tí ń jẹ́ Òròkúnbi. Ẹ ṣeun á tún padà wá ní kòpẹ́kòpẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ á dìbò pẹ̀lú pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́ ó dàbọ̀.
The new clothes I'm rocking, the same always slaying.